Pretty good week, right?
I think I got it.
Oh yeah, at least you got that.
Okay. Well, welcome to the Pandemonium Podcast. I'm Daniel.
Levi.
Alan.
And Aaron.
And we're here today to talk to you about stuff. And
More
stuff.
importantly,
good stuff.
we're here to
Girls.
talk to you about all those poor animals
Bitches be crazy.
who need help.
For
Statue.
Cue
5
Sarah
cents
McLachlan
an hour.
song.
Statutory rape.
Serious problem.
I do it too much. Oh wait. This isn't
This isn't an AA.
This isn't a confession.
AAA meeting? What the hell's an AAA meeting? Car insurance talk? Be a good meeting.
My name is Daniel, and it's been 3 weeks since I had an accident.
Welcome, Daniel.
It's been. My name is Aaron. It's been about 3 years since I've been insured.
What the hell are you doing here?
Oh. So
Anyway.
I know I have a list of stuff today. Did anyone else have stuff?
Did you put
that-
down my thing?
Oh, what? Blanket?
The blanket story.
Okay, actually, we could
Blanket
start out with that.
story.
Because if you guys can remember the last time, if you listened to us last time, we were arguing over if it's blanket or blanket. Because it's
Or
properly
blanket.
blanket.
Or blanket.
Or blanket.
Blanket.
He's saying blanket. I'm saying blanket.
Anyway,
And
when
so-
we played the thing that told us how it was supposed to sound, it said blanket.
Okay.
And so then
But at
Daniel
that
and
point-
Alan had a midlife crisis of
No,
how have
it-
I been saying it all my life?
No, it wasn't a
I never
midlife
had-
crisis.
I don't care.
It was a more of a, we've been saying it both ways all night. Now I can't remember which way I started with, because I'm not just consciously saying the word incorrectly. I'm just saying it how I've always said it.
I do want to note though, because you did admit to me,
I did.
and you guys were on me saying that I had a skewed perspective because I
You
knew what I
did
wanted
have a
you guys,
skewed
but I was
perspective.
right because
Doesn't
I'm
mean you
unbiased.
didn't have a
I
skewed
was just right.
perspective.
I am
That,
unbiased.
that in yourself makes you biased.
Oh,
Because you knew
can
you
believe what
were
wanna
right.
believe.
The fact that you knew air
no,
quotes
there was no air
that
quotes
you're
on that.
right.
I knew it. I was.
And what if you had been wrong?
Was I wrong though?
But it doesn't
Doesn't
but it
matter.
doesn't matter if you
You
had
can't
it.
know until you truly are told, yes, you were right.
And you weren't told
But I
until
wasn't
this
right.
week.
You,
Okay,
but at that moment,
that
you were
moment,
not.
right. But beforehand, it was still hypothetical up in the air, purgatory question.
Purgatory.
Purgatory.
Okay, blanket story.
Did we say it right?
I don't give a rat's ass anymore. Tell the damn story.
Fine. So Alan has this huge king size blanket.
Amazing.
How was
Did
that?
I say it wrong?
Amazingly
Is it
comfortable.
blank it or blanket?
And we're done.
It wasn't the question. It was
Blanket.
the beginning.
Oh, that was always the question?
Yes.
So it's not bland, but Blaine?
Yes.
Okay, now
Oh,
that's
hold
not
on.
the
Oh my
problem I was
God.
Okay,
having.
story time. I'm
No,
not
hold
gonna
on,
argue
hold on,
this
hold on,
anymore.
hold on, hold on. Blank it, right? Blaine. Okay. Just had to. That was never my problem. My problem was whether or not there was the dot before the K or after the K. Whether it was blank it or blanket. That's where I was. That's why I always thought we were arguing.
Oh,
I'm like,
my
I'm
gosh.
100% serious. That is why I always thought we were arguing.
Mind blown. I can't believe. Why would I care how you ended it?
Well,
That
okay,
was the
so
part that you don't even hear.
No, it's a
Blanket.
phonetic. It's a phonetic thing. Like
Because the beginning
mom
is-
had the thing with tangy or tangy. Oh. And
You wear
everything
oven
like that.
gloves.
Anyways, okay. Back to the blanket story.
Just give up. Don't even worry about it.
Just go.
Okay.
Just keep going.
So he has this comforter.
Wait, I'm gonna redo
He has
this. The duvet story.
No, I'm gonna call it a comforter.
Duvet.
It's a duvet.
Duvet? Are you serious?
Comforter.
Okay.
The comforter
So,
story.
It's huge, and he.
And amazingly comfortable.
Okay, no, I don't care.
Like all duvets.
Yeah. And so he brings it over to our
Duvets.
parents' house. And he's like, "Can I wash this here? Our washer and dryer is not big enough." And we're like, "It's not big enough here." And he's like, no, I'm pretty sure it'll fit. So he like shoves it all into the
Who?
washer. Alan.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That makes sense. Then.
But he tries to close it, and the blanket's literally so big that it pops the door open. The door won't stay shut. So my parents are talking to him about the different things he could do. They're like, you could take it to a dry cleaner, or you could take it to a laundromat that might have a bigger thing. It's like, well, I don't really want to spend money on it and everything like that. And so Kylie decided to say, hey, I actually have a, kind of a bigger washer, and I think it might fit in there.
That's always the fatal flaw.
Trusting
Everyone,
women?
no,
Oh,
everyone always
We all
thinks
know
that
what
their
it is.
washer is bigger.
It was. Okay, it was bigger than the other one. It fit, okay? That's the difference, is it fit. There was just one problem.
it ripped it.
It wasn't soaking up the water fast enough, and so it flooded
What?
their laundry room, okay?
Yeah.
So it was filled to the brim with the blanket. We put the detergent on it, turned it on, and we left to go somewhere, and Kylie's family left to go somewhere, and so no one was in the house.
Oh
Kylie's
my gosh.
Kylie and I are out on the walk, and Kylie's mom finally gets back, and she calls us, and she's like, the laundry room is flooded. So of course, the blanket is super wet, and it has detergent all over it. So instead of just leaving it alone, Kylie and I had to get it clean. So we, at like 11 o'clock at night,
I'd have fucking bought a new
drove to. It's $80.
one. I'd have bought a new one.
You
But, like,
would
I
have.
cleaned it, man.
I didn't care about the cleaning part. It was, anyways. So we had to take it to a laundromat to go get it cleaned.
Okay.
So we drove to a laundromat. It's like 11 o'clock at night. We get there, and the only washer, like I went and grabbed some quarters at home the only washer that fit this comforter took $6, and I did not have that much in
Wow.
quarters. So I had to walk over to the Smiths, buy a few things, get $20 out in cash because that's all they would give me, and then I had $20 in quarters. Okay, and so I load the washer. We're there, and I have a whole bunch of quarters, and of course, like a smart laundromat, they have a whole bunch of like arcade games and stuff. So I probably spent a good $3 on arcade games just because we were bored.
Had quarters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and had quarters, like $20 worth of quarters. It was like a handful.
As opposed to $10 worth of quarters, which is like a pocket full.
Yeah,
Or
that's about right.
a
Or
couple
$5.
I could just see
handfuls.
Daniel making it rain with his quarters. He's like,
It's
"Everyone."
silver dollars.
So anyways, we had and we didn't get home till like 12:30 because of how long the dryer and the washer took, because it cost us another like $3 for the dryer. And so all I want to say is
You owe
fucking
$9.
welcome, Alan.
What would have been great though is that you had spent all your money on the arcade games.
And it floods again.
No, so you're not even thinking about the dryer.
Yeah,
So
I'd already used all my
You gotta
quarters.
get another
If I
$20.
had
go back out.
if I hadn't gotten $20 worth of quarters, I might have done that.
Can you imagine, like, the clerk, the second time he sees him that night?
You want $20
$20
in
in
what?
quarters again? You gotta stop betting. You're losing.
So that's
Just
my
like,
comment.
I'm really
I
not that
appreciate
attractive
it.
to you.
I
You
appreciate
should,
it.
because that soaked comforter was one of the heaviest things I've ever had to carry.
I don't doubt it.
Anyway,
I just gotta take it to the dry cleaner from now on.
Yeah.
you should.
It'll be their problem.
That's pretty cool.
Okay, well,
Speaking of driving late at night, I just got back from a vacation where we ended up leaving on Saturday morning at 12 o'clock, and we didn't make it to like the edge of Washington till 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
And so
It
Dang.
takes.
it was
it's like,
You guys
an
just did-
18-hour
yeah,
drive.
it's a
Yeah.
long
It was a
drive.
non-stop, obviously, like stopping for
Yeah,
any breaks,
yeah.
but not,
No.
you didn't rest.
Just side of the road, and you just piss out the car, and then you kept going. But
Did you?
You totally didn't do that.
No,
You
we
totally-
did.
No, you
We
could-
did.
Pissed
you
out
could
of the
become
car?
Yeah.
you could become a sex offender for doing that.
Yeah, no, I
Did
know.
you know that?
I know. And there was even one point where we were just in this rest stop town, and I had to go, and everything was closed. And so I just we found a place and I just went, and it was right next to like a retirement home or something like that.
It was one of the old people.
I could just imagine them they had nothing better to do. They were
Like,
just looking
what
out
the
the
hell?
window.
What the hell? Those is kids that? again.
Get up,
Coming to pee on the mound.
But we made it there. We ended up the hike was pretty hard because we were going to Toliak Point, if anyone knows where that is, and it was just it's like Olympic National Park in Washington. Okay.
I was just
Whatever.
saying people
Well,
know
no,
I didn't ask.
Get a map, Daniel.
Google it.
But the hike was, I think, 6 miles or something, but
It was a
it ended
grueling
up
hike.
being
6 miles? Really? Only
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
uphill?
yeah, but
I
like,
know- I
through
know.
the mountains
I-
on the beach and
Wait, this was the 3-day one?
yeah, but well, so we were gonna do one day to Toliak Point and then another day to Jefferson Cove, but we found an awesome spot at Toliak Point that we just ended up the next day just spending an extra day there and not even continuing on because it was like the picture perfect paradise in my
Was it
opinion.
warm?
It was warm. It didn't rain at all. I got to go into the sea. The sea was pretty warm.
Got to get sunburned.
Yeah. Nah.
You are sunburned.
How long did you stay at home just to get away from the fact that you were red?
Are you serious?
I
Is that why you waited so long to come home? Because you knew I was going to rub it in? Oh, you! Oh my
I was
gosh.
hoping I would just, stay a couple days at my parents' house. That way, my sunburn would fade. And then by the time I came back, it would just be nothing.
So I was talking to
No-
Aaron
no
when he got
evidence.
home, and we already had an argument.
I will still say it to this day. I don't get sunburned. I get tan.
You can't say that
I want it.
anymore.
I want it
okay?
written on my
No,
gravestone.
no. Okay, Aaron, there are two main reasons why you can't say that anymore. One, I remember times not this
And-
time. No. Let me finish.
I've only
No.
I've never lost to air hockey except for once.
Yes,
I'll
that was
give you
mine.
that one. I'll give you that. But here's the thing.
I want to get
I
Stim
remember
until I
you being sunburned before, but when you were having that argument with Levi, I had no proof, so I couldn't say anything. But the very fact that you came back red, and you didn't just say, "Oh no, I don't get sunburns
I
that
get a
peel."
little red.
No, you never said that. You literally said, "I do not get red at all. I just get tan. I never peel. I never get red. Just tan." So the fact that you came home red means that you are not a viable,
I spent an
source.
entire day building a raft on the
Yeah.
reflective water.
I mean, you deserve to have a sunburn, but
I think at that point, with no sunscreen, I think I did fairly well.
I'm not saying you don't do fairly well.
I think it's
altogether,
hilarious though.
But you
Because
were,
he was
you were
talking to
claiming.
me, and I was like, yeah, and at the very end I was like, oh, by the way, your nose is red. That's kind of a sunburn. And so we joked about that. And he's like, yeah. So everything, just my nose.
Yeah.
And then he was, I don't remember what he was
We were
doing.
doing pull-ups.
Oh, you were doing pull-ups, and I was like, yeah, you're peeling, by the way. And you're like, dang it!
Because I
You
had just
even
barely taken off my
peeled.
shirt.
Wow.
I had
What a
no idea
liar.
though, that you were trying to keep it. That's so funny.
But no. And then
It sounds like
on
a
our
pretty
way
sick
back,
hike,
we
though.
got, yeah, it was. It was through mud, up ropes, across trees and bridges, and it was like an obstacle course.
Rocks. Oh my.
Yeah, tidal waves. I got
Pretty
splashed
much.
once by a high tide because there's a point you were supposed to have a high tide map, but we didn't, and so we got to this point where the only way to cross, because we didn't want to wait, so the only way to cross was to actually just
Swim.
wait for a wave to be receding,
And
run across, get on this rock, have the wave come and splash you a little bit, and then run past.
Wow. You could have died.
No, yeah,
Aaron, I told you to come
it
back
just
to be
hurts.
alive,
Yeah,
not
no.
risk
just
your
hurts.
life.
You can get hit by a wave. It's not
No,
that
if you
bad.
gotten pulled in. Yeah, if you
No,
got
it
pulled
was-
in
it
by
wasn't-
the title.
It wasn't too. It wasn't that
understand.
bad. It wasn't that
How
bad.
high tide works.
Do you? Because We wouldn't have guessed based on your answer with what we just said.
kind of determined though if Sasquatch did exist, he would live there.
Yeah, I'm telling
If.
you. He exists. Okay.
I will not deny or
I will
Confirmed.
not
confirm
confirm nor
his
deny his
existence.
existence. Well, okay.
You know what that
We've already
means?
talked about Sasquatch.
That means Aaron got raped by him, and he was sworn to secrecy.
Bigfoot.
Okay, you know what?
No one would believe me.
I don't know if Levi told you
I
guys
believe
this,
you.
but did you tell them about the companion?
No.
Okay,
Oh, yes.
perfect.
Oh,
I want to
that's
hear
right.
this.
Okay.
Well, we'll tell Aaron the story.
Alright. Well, I got a call to do some work at a place, and I got all their information down, and their name was sounded kind of funny to me, but I didn't take anything by it because I'm just an innocent, sheltered idiot. And so about half an hour later, I was telling my other coworker, who's another tech with me, I was like, "Oh yeah, we got an appointment with a funny name. It's called Companion Escorts." And he's like, "What?" And he got on Google and he looked it up, and it for real. Here, well, actually, I'll show you. Probably shouldn't do this on a work computer, but
We already have.
That's right. Everyone looked it up.
Yeah,
Escorts.
and
Alright.
it's
So,
quite the
Companion-
website.
Utah's premier escort service. That's what came up. And so
Is
I
there-
got called.
Is there like a rates tab?
No, there's not a rates tab, but there is. So I'm
here's
going to
the
tell
funny
this part of the story because I was the one who looked it up. So Levi was mentioning how he was the one who was telling them his rate.
Yeah,
It's like,
I got the
he
opportunity,
got the
to
opportunity to
say,
say,
I
hey.
charge $150 an hour.
So we were like, I wonder what they charge. So we were looking at the frequently asked questions section, and it's like, one of the questions was, is it a flat rate of $150 or do you have to tip as well? And so they pay $150 per hour as well. So we're just laughing at.
So we could have
That's
just
the same.
exchanged services.
Yeah.
1 hour of my time
just
for
the
1 hour of
tip,
your
though.
time. And get this,
What other?
my tech just said it would figure that this would happen to us. They canceled on me.
Yeah.
So I got hookers canceled on me. It was kind
Not
of
even
Escorts.
hookers.
I'm sorry, escorts. Not
There's a
even
difference.
escorts. Keep-
There's a difference.
Yeah, we actually looked up what the difference was.
So the
Was
difference
that all the
between
frequently asked
the difference between prostitutes and escorts is that prostitutes are primarily just sex. That's it. Escorts are supposed to primarily be just companions you can take
No.
with you, do stuff, but they do offer sexual stuff.
No. Here's the true difference. Okay, having
Daniel
sex.
House.
No. Having sex for money is illegal.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's-
In all situations. So what it is what companions do is they're there to be a companion, but there's the seedy side of it where they will have those things, but that's off the books.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with it.
No, yeah,
And there
exactly.
are companions that don't do that stuff.
Yeah, no, that's what
So-
I was saying.
So
though.
technically, a companion is a companion until she gets paid for sex. Then she becomes a prostitute. That's how it works.
Anyway, so the
No.
companions.
Just the same
canceled
as
on
like
me.
the porno industry where you're like you're a female model,
Until you.
you're just having sex.
Yeah.
Awesome. Anyway, yeah. So that was
So
my.
did you?
interesting
Were
story.
there any funny frequently asked questions?
I
We're on
don't
work
remember.
computers. I don't want to look at.
Yeah, I didn't look a lot, but there's. I just
I
figured
want to
they'd
wonder.
have it
I
on
just
there.
like wonder. What can I do with my companion?
That was. I'm pretty sure that was one of the
Oh my
questions.
gosh. I'm not looking
Oh,
at
you're
it.
not looking anymore. Okay. Well, so I also had something happen to me at work, but not as cool. But it was more creepy. So I got a phone call from this really weird number, a lot of ones and zeros. So
A binary code.
a binary code, but I don't know what it was. And I answer, and it's music. But it's not just like normal phone music. It's like this weird like Day of the Dead Mexican
Thanks, Daniel.
Mexican
Oh my
songs and
gosh.
everything. Yeah, it was really weird, and it was being played by a classical guitar, and that was it. It was just playing, and I'm like, oh, someone must have tried to call me and then needed to put me on hold. I'll wait. So I sat there for like 5 minutes,
Oh my
and
gosh.
the music just kept playing and playing and playing. I was really
I don't
at
even
that
know
point.
song.
What? That's like.
Do 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 do
Do
do.
do 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 do
He's just doing it really slow.
So, and I didn't think anything of it, but then I was working, and Ronnie got a phone call right there, and he picked it up and said hello. He sat there, hello, and then he just hung up, and I'm like, hey, random question, was that just playing music and everything? He's like, yeah, it was, and I'm like, this is creepy. What is going on here?
Oh my gosh, Alan.
7 days.
Like, I got a call like that too.
Really?
No, I
Serious?
didn't.
Dick
Loser.
face. Dick face.
That's
But they spoke to me.
no.
And there was no.
No, so that
So it's different.
okay, so no, so I love the community college because there's a courtesy phone, okay, but it's
That's a good
no,
reason to
no.
love the college.
You'll love it. No,
Our college at least has a
no,
courtesy phone.
you'll love the reason why I love the courtesy phone. It's just right outside the office, and I can look at like the camera of it, so I can see who's on it. and
So
it's
you're
fine.
basically
No. I can dial it out from my office phone using an extension.
So you can call that phone.
So I can call that phone and it rings and everything like that. I used to all the time call it and see if anyone answered. And there was this really dumb blonde that was friends with.
Wow.
No. She was dumb. Okay, she was dumb, and she was friends with the.
I'm not prejudiced, but there was this dumb blonde.
She was friends with the information desk girls, and so she'd hang out there, just there. And so I would call, and she'd answer it, and I'd just be like really creepy or like just stuff like that, and she'd be like freaking out, and then I'd just hang up, and like she'd go to the information desk and be like, oh my gosh, you'll never know what just happened. And so there was this one time that I went out there, and she's like, someone just called the courtesy phone, and I'm trying so hard not to laugh, and I'm like, that's creepy, you know. Next time someone does that, let me know and everything like that. I had to go to the corner of the information desk and turn around because I almost burst out laughing when she started talking to the people about it. It was just.
Did you tell the people at the front desk?
They knew.
Okay.
They knew. They were in on it and everything like that. So
what kind of things would you say on the phone? Would you be like,
I can't remember.
hey, I like that white...
Oh, you did
do that?
I did that once. Yeah,
Oh,
I did that once. That was like one of the things she did, and that's one of the
creepy.
things that really
That's
freaked
creepy.
her out.
Yeah, really, Daniel. That creeps you out?
She's looking around.
But that's the funny part. That's the funny part. And she was looking like we have the open court with the like upstairs, and she's like looking upstairs for people that are watching her and everything like that. It's like it was mean, but it was so funny.
It would be
next-
funny if a guy like walked by with a cell phone and you're like, I just walked by.
Yeah. I know. I need to do some of that stuff again.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
if I ever come over,
We'll do that.
do that.
It's a lot hard. Generally, people won't pick it up. I had the information desk girls convince her to go pick it up.
Oh, okay.
So that, but I've had other people pick it up before, but they're not as fun. But that one was funny.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
You know,
I love
It's
this.
just a good prank.
it is a good one. Me and Levi were talking about this the other night. Do you guys remember the writer's strike? Right?
The horrible writer's strike that ruined Lost and Prison Break. Those are the only.
Those are the only two I can.
So you remember it then?
Oh
Supernatural.
yeah,
got
Supernatural
ruined, yeah.
got hit by that as
What
well.
season were they on? 3?
3.
It was 3, right? When Dean was gonna go to hell.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they like sped that up. Oh man, and it was good. Like
Yeah.
at the beginning.
Well, so
surprisingly.
because we were talking about House, because House was in the writer's strike and everything, and he was talking about how there was this one season that just like it was going well, and then all of a sudden it just went downhill, and it was really short and everything. And he's like, "Oh, now I remember what it was. It was the writer's strike." And you always remember the writer's strike.
Isn't
like,
it weird?
isn't it?
Yeah,
You
everyone
watch
remembers
the old
because
movies, old TV shows.
it's not even that. Everyone had a show that they were watching at the time that
Yeah.
just got ruined. I mean, don't even get me started on how bad Lost ended up being. Like Prison Break, they salvaged it. They
kind of.
They
What
kind
season
of.
was it? 2 or
3.
3?
It was
Okay.
season 3.
I liked 1 and 2. 3 actually is
3
where it.
3 was going to be so good. It was going to be. You just know it was.
That's when he went into that other prison, though, right?
Yeah, that was in the Guatemalan prison.
Yeah,
or
I didn't
something.
really like
I
that.
never-
anyway.
I
The
never
fact that he
saw
went back into another prison and they're breaking out of another prison. Was,
Yeah, but there was so much backstory that happened between the end of that season and the beginning of season 4 that you just needed to know that stuff.
I need to finish that. I never watched season 4.
Season 4 was okay. It's hard to
Honestly,
salvage
I
a
say
show.
1 and 2.
One
That's
and
where it
two,
was at.
1 and 2.
You know, to be honest, I like 2 as well, but 1.
1 was amazing.
One was
well, it's because 1
Yeah.
was all about
That was
the whole
prison
show.
break,
That's-
you
yeah.
know? I
I
don't know
find
why
that
they call
most
it prison
TV
break.
shows, they write for like, and I mean it makes sense because if only one season happens, it's good. But like a lot of shows only write for one season, and then when they get more, they have to figure out what
What are
they're
we
gonna
gonna do
do
from there?
for it.
Yeah.
Like, and I mean,
Well, no, it's not even that. Most TV shows only get a pilot.
oh
and
yeah,
writing doesn't even continue unless the pilot gets picked up, usually.
oh yeah, no, and I know that. But if the writing does get picked up, doesn't guarantee you're gonna have more than one season. And so even then, like the right one, like I need to watch the final episode of Agents of Shield, but
It's the last episode ever, or just of the
No.
season?
no, of
They
the
can't
season. No, they've already been renewed
Yeah,
for
that's what I
season
thought,
2.
yeah.
But the so far with everything they've done this season, like I don't know what they do next season. Like it looks like the storyline that they're working at right now is pretty much at a climax. They're either gonna finish it this next episode, or they're gonna find some way to ruin it and make it go on longer.
You'll just have to. You know what I think American shows should be more like? There's a lot of animes that have just one season. They're really short, but they get the story out.
Oh, yeah.
It ends well and everything like that. There's a lot of shows that could benefit from something like
From
that.
just being short.
Some shows just go on
Yeah.
forever, and it just
What's I'm sorry to say, but Once Upon a Time, great show, but ever since the end of that whole
Peter
Peter
arc.
Pan arc, like it has not been fun watching it because it
Yeah.
just
Well, is Rumpelstiltskin back, or he is? Oh, good. Well, by the way, spoiler.
spoiler.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
depending on what you, I guess
I
we're not
mean,
actually
he-
posting these till
he-
December, so.
He is back.
Having
But
never
it's
watched
weird.
this show, your conversation just sounds ridiculous. Though.
Is Rumpelstiltskin
After the
back?
Peter
After
Pan
the
arc,
Peter Pan arc. And-
did
and-
Rumpelstiltskin go back?
Can you believe that they got rid of the Wicked Witch and or
You're
the
naive,
evil
shut up.
queen and put in Elsa instead? I mean, what's up with that?
What was that?
They
Who's
do not.
Elsa? Who's Elsa?
Oh wait, are you caught up?
No, it's been on the internet.
Oh, I haven't heard that.
Oh.
Elsa's Frozen.
Elsa's from Frozen.
But no, that
Oh.
doesn't make sense because right now it's the Wicked Witch. Oh wait,
no,
Anyway, whatever.
it doesn't matter.
Whatever.
It's not doing
All the
but-
same, it's not as good. It
By the wa-
it
by
could
the
have been
way-
short, and it would have been great if it was
Yeah.
short. Just like I say, with Supernatural, like I know.
yeah.
Maybe-
wish they
no,
had
I
stopped it
agree.
Yeah,
with
maybe
you.
maybe not one season, but Supernatural would have benefited better with just a short, sweet.
I know.
I'm
it's
still watching
still
it.
pretty
It's
cool.
still
Wait,
good.
it's still going?
Yeah. Floored.
I thought it ended.
No.
There's a whole Angels arc.
Yeah, it's weird.
Wait, so I the last thing I
Oh,
remembered
dude,
was the Leviathan.
I was able to
arc.
figure it
Yeah,
out.
there's
So,
another season after that, and then
Oh.
Who's
another
who's
season
the
after
main
that.
evil angel right now?
Metatron.
Metatron. Okay, he is in House,
Yeah.
and I
Don't tell me.
I always have been thinking about that, but whenever I saw the actor, I was like, I know I've seen him in another movie.
Did you ever finish your 5 list?
Oh, I think I did. No, I didn't.
No.
finish.
Well,
I
I
just
got
got the
one.
top 3
I got one for you.
that I'd like.
The original Ruby.
The original Ruby.
the girl from Phantom of the Opera.
Meg.
Oh,
from
oh,
no,
oh.
the original Ruby on
But
Supernatural.
Jennifer Ellison. Oh.
The blonde, remember?
Okay. Yes. That's not
Wasn't
the
that-
original Ruby. That was the second Ruby, because the original Ruby was that girl that like tried to trick Sam.
No, that was Meg.
Oh yeah, Ruby. That's right.
Ruby.
Not the raven-haired Ruby, but the blonde
Blonde
Ruby.
Ruby.
I did like that Ruby.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Go look it up. Anyways.
Anyway, yeah.
That has to do
On
with
that note.
Okay, so on that note, we were talking on Friday, and you remember how when we were we hung out with Felipe, we were putting together top 5 lists of who we thought was the best looking girls and everything, and his was already a failure because it had Megan Fox as number 1 and everything, and Cade didn't know what he was talking about.
Cade had the weirdest ones.
Well, I put together
I
mine.
can't remember. I just thought his were really weird.
Anyway.
I put together one, and then Levi started on one. And we want you guys to put together one. So
I can't do that.
Why?
I'm married, and if she hears this,
Your wife
You know
can be
what?
number
If
1.
you okay,
As long as
fine.
she could be number 1.
I don't really like these
I
girls.
choose
Well, you
all
were
your
just-
top ones, and then Levi and Aaron's second one.
I don't know who your second one is. It was just arbitrary. You're just making me do this, so.
My second one. Oh, you wouldn't know my second one.
Who's your second one?
Chloe Bennett,
Who's your first one?
Allison Brie.
Who's your first one? Who's your first one?
Mine was Hannah from Dexter. I don't know her name though.
I don't know.
Who's my first one? Anna Sophia Robb.
Okay. So my list is Anna Sophia Robb, Allison Brie, Hannah from Dexter. What's your second?
I don't know.
What's
I don't
your
know.
second?
Necessarily.
Who's-
Have
Who
to
did you
use
say yours
mine,
was?
Daniel.
Hannah from Dexter.
I got
Oh
it.
yeah, I don't know Dexter. Yeah. I know I kind of watched it, but not really. Let's see, Ruby. Is there any Ruby here? Nope. No, she wasn't in season 2, was she? She was in season 3,
Yeah.
right, Alan? Or was she season 4?
I don't know.
No. It
She
would have
was
had
in
to be
season-
season 3. She was in season
was
4, but
blonde.
she went raven-haired in season 4, and it was the
Not
blonde
Rita.
in season 3.
Rita's pretty hot, but
Hannah McKay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yvonne. Oh,
She's on Chuck too.
Yep, Chuck.
Yeah, she's
I
pretty good.
Frankenstein.
I'll take that on my list.
Yes.
I have some taste then.
He does have some taste. Better than your guys' first.
Are you
I'm
kidding me?
just
You know
kidding.
who Anna Sophia Robb
Seriously,
is.
Daniel.
I actually don't really like Anna Sophia Robb.
You.
I know you like Allison Brie. Don't lie to me.
How do you know that, Alan?
You told me when we watched Community before.
Wait, who's Allison Brie? She's the.
Girl on Community.
Yeah.
But what's her actual name on Community?
Annie.
Annie.
Annie. Okay.
Yeah. I guess she's good.
She is.
She's pretty cute.
Yeah.
She's got that innocence to her.
Yeah.
And although the show she did before Community, she was in another one about like strippers. Did you know that?
Someone's
Did you know
doing
that? Did you
it.
know
Zombie
that?
strippers.
Yeah.
Zombie strippers.
Have you seen that movie?
I
It was
haven't.
horrible.
Have you seen it?
I
That's
think
why
I
I
saw
saw it
the
with
first.
you.
I saw the start.
It's a bad movie.
Found it.
Click on it.
Genevieve Padalecki?
Oh. She's
Jared's
married.
sister? Or
Sister.
married, I guess. I don't know.
That one?
Right? Isn't.
So while they're
Oh,
all
wait,
talking,
no, I hate her.
That
I
was
went
Meg.
and saw
No,
Godzilla.
it's Ruby, but it's the Raven.
I really enjoyed it actually.
You saw Godzilla?
Yeah.
Without me?
I didn't know you wanted to go
No.
see it.
I didn't see it without you, but I did see it.
You didn't.
But and then I read
Oh,
somewhere
Katie Cassidy.
that people
You sure
were
that's the right
mad
one?
Why?
that they made
Yeah.
Godzilla look so fat.
That's
how
how
Godzilla
naturally
I
looks.
know.
In fact, if anything, that Godzilla's skinnier than the old ones.
Well, like, and it showed a picture of, like, the old, like, 1985 one and then the Godzilla now. And really all that was different was just it looked more natural as
And-
something would be that big, and he had a thicker neck. Like,
and
he
more
didn't
CGI.
he didn't have a head really. It was just kind of like iguana type looking thing. But
Godzilla's
it keeps-
badass.
it kind of kept me guessing, because I didn't know. I thought it was going to. I'm not even.
Did it have
say
any
it.
Did it
other
have any of
kaiju
the
in
other
it?
monsters?
I don't know. I can't
I
say.
was- I
I
was-
can't say.
I was
can't
reading
say.
this like anthology thing that like composed like all the different kaiju that he'd ever fought and the different movies they were in and all the storylines. Holy crap! There's so much to it. Like, you don't even know.
There's like 3 different versions of Mechagodzilla.
Yeah.
Well, so because there's 3 different kind of movie groupings of Godzilla. There's like the original, and there's a mid one, and there's the Millennium ones, and so they each have their own revisions of what happened to each one, and all that. Oh, that was crazy. Anyways,
I want to see a movie where they logically, like, how would they make a Mechagodzilla?
Well, Mechagodzilla is made by aliens.
Oh.
That's
Yeah.
the point. It was
Okay.
made by aliens to kill Godzilla.
I
And then
didn't know that.
Godzilla and like
actually, not in everyone. One of the Mechagodzillas was created by the people who stole Godzilla's kid. Did you know Godzilla had a kid?
yeah.
You know Godzilla's stupid? Oh. Oh, I'm sorry.
You know what
So-
else is stupid?
Well, when
Is he
eats
just
you.
the god of Zillas? or is Godzilla like
That's
his
no.
title?
It's
Like,
supposed to mean terrible. It's supposed to mean like giant lizard.
No, Godzilla. just don't
Godzilla
mean-
is king of the monsters.
No,
Aaron.
and even in the movie they spoke of him as like a god.
He is a god.
So
of the
then he's a
monsters.
Zilla.
Zilla
He's
is
a
like
god of
lizard.
Zillas.
Anyways,
You guys
Love
pull the
it.
weirdest
Love it.
shit.
top 5 list. Top 5 list. Top 5 list. We'll do
Okay.
it next time.
Maybe.
Next time.
I'll talk to Kylie.
Put one together. I'd like to
You
see
got my
how it
top
goes.
one. It's pretty much the same
Yeah, that
girl.
No,
that was a good. That was. A good
I want
choice
you.
there.
I want you to be
Emma
able
Watson's
to.
in
I
mine, by
want
the
you
way.
to think about it.
Yeah,
I
Can
want
we-
you to put
Please.
something together.
Is
I
it
don't
is
have
it
the
how they
same
are
taste in
now,
women.
or can we
No,
choose like
you
a
can
time
choose- You
period?
can choose a time period. Like,
But-
Because you won.
Jennifer Aniston would be one, like
Oh.
during
Yeah.
the time of Friends.
See.
During Friends, yeah.
Sally Field when she
Yeah,
was
back
young.
when she was young.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Anyway.
Daniel knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no.
I just knew what he was talking about.
All right, moving on.
Okay, I have our hypothetical for the day.
Sweet.
So at the very end, though, I like
Ah.
doing this at the end.
Thanks.
Why
Daniel
bother
the fucking
bringing it
carrot.
up? Yeah. How do you
Okay,
keep-
because I
how
have
can-
one other thing.
how
I
do you keep
don't
a
know,
donkey in
Do you
suspense?
What
guys
about-
have anything
Can we
else?
can
How
we
do
talk
you do
about the stupid thing we learned in since the last time we did the podcast
About a
that
certain
one
friend.
guy we know?
Oh,
How
for the sakes of...
He's doing something very very important.
I
and
was
he
going to
wanted
use his
to-
nickname
okay.
that he doesn't like. I was like, we'll just call him this.
That's
Yeah,
okay.
but
Yeah, don't.
Does he know? What-
All
Oh yeah, that would have been good.
The one he
No,
knows.
okay, I'm
right,
gonna
wait,
be.
wait. Shh. Okay, I was gonna cut that out. I wanted a spot.
Oh, I'm going to be very vague about what happened, but I want you all to understand that the person we are talking about now is a huge douche, but in his mind, he's God, maybe even greater than that. Okay?
His
Sounds about
name.
His name, we're going to keep him as he who must not be named.
Oh my gosh, we have one now.
Did
Yeah.
have we told that story here?
She who must not be named.
And that,
That
one
day?
time? Okay, we haven't done that. After we're done with this, we're going to tell that story.
All right. So,
I don't know if I remember it correctly, so we'll have to.
So you know who?
So you know who has this big thing coming up, okay? It's something that happened very quickly, everything like that.
1
but-
week.
Yeah, but it's a very big thing, and he wanted us to participate and help him out with it. But I don't like him, so I don't want to help him. And he scheduled this event on a date
That was already set aside for
that was
something
already
else.
set aside for something else, and he should have known that. It wasn't something that was like planned by us. It was something that's been the same for quite a while. It's a very
For about
important date.
24 years.
24 years
Yeah.
almost, you know. Very important
If
date.
someone can get on our Twitter feed and tell me what that possibly is, you
We'll
can
give
have the
you-
satisfaction of being right.
Yeah. That's a good one.
And if you know who we're talking about, you're probably a friend of ours anyway, and I'm not giving you anything.
Yeah. But so he does it, and he schedules it at this most important, like, it's not,
It's not the most
important, but it's a very important time.
Most important
You
time.
know? And he's just so selfish and annoying.
Didn't even think about it. And this is kind of, honestly, like, the way that I was thinking about it is, if you guys had done that, I'd be totally fine with it. Because you guys have deserved that kind of a friendship thing, and I'd be like, that's fine. But with someone else doing the exact same thing, but who hasn't treated you like a friend and doesn't think of you as a friend or anything like that, that's kind of like, you're like, you're doing this again, not thinking about
the way
what are you thinking, Aaron?
I'll get back. No, the way I like to describe him is he doesn't want friends. He wants a fan club, okay? Because he's so full of himself that he just wants people to sit there and tell him how awesome he is all the time. And if you don't do that, you're not good enough to be there. That's how I see it. That's why, it's not a friendship.
The thing that bugs me the most is that he invited that other guy who we have a major problem with.
I know. And of all the guys, does he not have those same problems with that guy? I can't understand how those two people don't butt heads all the time.
I know. Didn't the other guy hate He Who Must Not Be Named for a short time? I remember him always saying that he didn't like him.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. But maybe after all the shit happened between all of us, he
And that
had
other
no
guy.
one else to go to, and who knows?
This is the vaguest specific conversation I've ever had.
I feel like
I love how we all know what we're talking about, though.
I
I
feel like
pieced it together.
I feel like I should probably just tell I'm not gonna go. We'll cut that out. We'll cut that out.
No,
Don't just
bleep it
know.
out.
yeah, don't even cut it out. Just bleep it out.
Just bleep it out.
Oh my god. I was done with the conversation. apparently.
how far we got almost to the end of the conversation before somebody
gosh.
blurted it out.
I just wasn't really. I just didn't want to talk about it like that anymore.
Okay, we'll move on to our other story about She Who Must Not Be Named and the creepiness of it.
This is okay. We can
name
discuss
her
this
name
person,
and
yeah.
everything like that now. Her name was Tiffany. She was a girl we went to school with and everything like that. And we had a very weird
Very weird.
relationship with her in middle school.
Aaron
This is
does
middle
remember
school.
this.
No, I just
I
said
remember older stuff too.
I'm gonna
Everything
count it
about
to
it.
peer pressure. I just think the guys we hung out with kind of pushed us to not hang out with her because they didn't.
Because they didn't like her.
They didn't like.
I don't know what you're talking about here.
They always. I don't know. Everyone always seemed to since she was a girl. They're all like, "Oh, she's a girl."
This is something completely
has
different.
cooties.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
Levi and I didn't it's not that we didn't like her or anything like that. It's that we went to that Titanic thing at Thanksgiving Point, okay, the IMAX. I don't know if you were there.
I was there,
Okay,
but
yeah.
I don't remember what happened.
You weren't with us. You were with some other people, okay? I don't know what you were with, but me and Levi were there. And we had this...
Abandoned me?
No.
We weren't friends then. No, I'm just kidding.
We had this joke that whenever we said Tiffany's name, she would appear, because she did, and everything like that. And so we started calling her She Who Must Not Be Named. And we were joking around about it while we were there and everything like that. And we got...
And then I was the one that was more like, I really
Yeah,
didn't believe that it was a real thing. So I was like, saying Tiffany and
everything.
just slipping the name.
And then out of nowhere, she shows up and everything with another friend. And I'm like, great going, Levi, and everything like that. But we were having fun and everything. It was while we were eating lunch.
But
But
we got separated.
we finally got separated and got into our lines to get into the theater. And I'm like, see, that's what happens when you say her name. You don't say her name. You say She Must Not Be Named. And Levi, being the guy he is
I
like,
just didn't believe
he's
it.
like, oh yeah, if I say Tiffany, she's automatically gonna pop up. Well, all of a sudden, some weird morphing thing happened with the line, and she was right next to us in line. She ended up sitting next to Levi.
Yeah. That was
It-
one of the
during the
coolest,
movie.
weirdest things ever.
It
'cause
was
It was
just-
right after I said her name.
Yeah.
People parted, and there she
And
was, and we
it
moved
was like,
right
oh,
there,
hey,
and I
it's
ended
good
up
to
sitting
see you
next
guys
to her.
again. And it was just, it was cool. it was probably a coincidence and stuff, but it was just really funny.
The cool thing is, there's no witnesses to this, but when we got back, I was walking down the hall of the school, and I thought to myself, Tiffany's name, and I was like, I wonder if it would work if I said, like, Tiffany. And she walked down the hall the opposite way going, and I was like, oh my gosh! And that's when I actually believed it, and I never actually said.
Who
anyway.
is it? But yeah,
I could see you guys just being so loud she could just
hear her
you.
name.
She's
She's drawn to us.
I
I don't-
say my name.
I don't remember it to the best extent, but I just remember that it was really
What was
funny.
that, 7th grade?
7th or 8th grade. It had to have been 7th grade because we weren't in the same like English classes or anything like that.
Yeah. Anyway, crazy.
It was just crazy funny. So, whew, that
Was
was
that
I
your
got
entire
two
list?
things. No, I
Okay.
got two more things. Have you guys ever seen Kill Bill?
No, I
not
see it
really.
on Netflix
It's on
now.
it's on my list.
I mean,
All of us have it.
I've seen like the beginning 50
not
times.
sure how much you'd like it. It's awesome fighting, but a lot of blood and gore. I know you guys would like it. I don't know why you guys haven't watched it yet,
It's
but
on my list.
it's on your list. So, I've seen it like 3 times, both volume 1 and 2. Guys, come on, get on this.
Kudos.
Okay,
So
so
You want a
there's
medal?
how many
Yes.
times have you seen Scott Pilgrim? I rest my case.
like 5 times.
Case rested.
Yeah,
Case rested.
Anyway,
want to go?
Kill Bill.
What? Anyways,
How many times have you guys seen every single Jackie Chan movie? Yeah. I rest my case.
How many times have you guys seen every fucking episode of Pokemon? What now?
I'm sorry, we get late. Oh, wait.
Oh! I'm probably the most regularly laid one here.
I don't know, Jal. Marriage doesn't guarantee lateness.
Lateness. I like this
Do we
term.
count right hands?
No.
If so, 0.
Okay, so at the near the end of the second volume, one of the characters kind of brings up this awesome point that I just wanted to talk to you guys about and everything.
Is this our hypothetical?
No, the hypothetical is one other one. That one's probably a little less, but this one. So he's talking about how all superheroes have an alter ego. Like Peter Parker's or Bruce Wayne, things like that. And for Superman, most people think the alter ego is Clark Kent. But if you think about it, he was born with those powers. His cape is the blanket he was in and everything. And what he does every day is he wears a costume of humans and puts on this facade in order to blend in. So his alter ego is Clark Kent, or is Superman.
And Clark.
No, it's
Clark,
Clark
Kent.
Kent is his alter ego.
No, Clark Kent. No, Superman is his alter ego.
Because Clark Kent
Because
is
Clark Kent is the
person he's pretending to be.
He's
Yeah,
just
so
like-
doesn't that
pretending
make
to
it
be.
No, the alter ego is the person, the original.
You are.
Okay,
person.
so what's your point?
It's just like
think
That's
about
interesting.
That. It's
super.
That's it.
Instead of Bruce Wayne being the alter ego of Batman, it's the hero is the alter ego of the.
But he
Normal
wasn't necessarily born with. He was born with the powers per se.
Well, no.
but-
So he's Kal-El,
yeah.
and that's who Superman is. Superman is Kal-El.
No, I think Kal-El's Kal-El, and then
Superman.
Kal-El over on Earth with the power of the yellow sun is Superman, and
So
then
what is
Superman
Clark
is
Kent?
Clark Kent.
So Clark Kent, no, because Clark Kent, technically, he didn't exist
But-
until Superman created that. persona.
No, that's not true though, because you have to think of it this way.
In the original comics,
Because
not with the whole where he was the Smallville stuff.
No,
Like,
but
but
he was a
baby.
Kent. He was a baby. He was adopted.
so he grew up.
He grew up as Clark Kent. He had no idea about his
well, he did.
past.
A little
But once he gained those powers, and he knew who he was.
Then it's just the same as if someone else gained powers. He gained the powers not by actually having them given to him. He gained the powers through knowledge of them.
I get what you're trying to say, though. That a
I mean,
superhero.
I'm not saying it was from the movie, guys.
Well,
I just wanted to think about it.
It's an
Wait.
interesting way
We
to
are.
think about it because of those facts. That's more of a gray area instead of
Yeah.
black and white thing, you know. And the truth is Superman's probably the most has the biggest identity crisis of all the heroes, because he doesn't just have one thing. He has Kal-El, the son of Jor-El from Krypton. He has Clark Kent, the son of Martha, and John Kent.
I don't think it's John.
No, yeah, it's John.
I think it could be John.
Anyways,
I don't know.
and then he has Superman. You know, he has 3 different identities.
Jonathan.
Yeah, John.
They always say
Does-
Jonathan. Just John confused me. Keep
So
going.
he has 3 different egos, and it's always a battle between all 3 of them, because even when he's Superman, Superman's different than Kal-El, the son of Krypton, and that's different than Clark Kent. And so he has a whole lot of different things going on for him. Whereas a superhero like Batman, who just dons the cape to, hide who he is and everything like that, that's just 2 different, egos and everything like that. And he doesn't have to grapple with his identity, because his identity is both Bruce Wayne and the Batman, and they're one, He doesn't already have the initial identity crisis of, well, I'm not human, but I was raised human, and I thought I was this, but now I know I'm this. He has, so much more going on.
Mm-hmm.
But
Alan missed that whole thing at the beginning.
yeah,
So,
Okay, final hypothetical question.
No stories, nothing else left. Did anyone have anything funny happen?
Mm,
I only got pissed off this week, so I don't really want to talk about that stuff.
just car crash.
Car crash?
Yeah.
you only told me.
Oh.
No, you told me.
Oh.
I didn't hear about this.
Well, on our way back, we were
Oh,
driving
you
a
told me
rental car.
about it, but you didn't tell me what happened.
Well, so Evan was driving and I was just in the passenger seat, so I wasn't paying too much attention.
Was it just you 2 in the car?
Yeah.
Okay.
But we were on the tail end of some construction, and so there was no signs. All that was left was the cones blocking the road, and there was a truck backing up, and the workmen were just picking up the cones and putting it in the truck. But it was still, the cones were still on the road, so everyone still had to merge into one lane. So Evan was kind of a little ahead of a car, but it was his lane that was ending, so he ended up speeding up to merge and pass this car. But since everyone else was doing that, the road actually stopped to a halt. And so Evan had to stop really fast and swerve to the side to miss the car that was in front of him, and then the car behind us was going really fast as well, and so they had to stop really hard, swerve to the side, and they ended up hitting us in the back. So they were just these really old people. They were really nice and everything like that. And there's a trucker who stopped, and he called the police, and since they were old, he also called the paramedics, and so everyone came. There was an ambulance. There was
Fire truck.
not a fire truck,
okay.
but a fire. He came in a normal car, but he still had a fire marshal, I guess, and they came and asked if everyone was okay. We were good. The cop came down and got our statements, and he ended up ruling mutually and cited both Evan and the other driver. Just Evan for wrongful merging, and then the other guy for speeding. And so it was good because we just had a rental car. It
Was it bad?
It binged, yeah, so it ruined the bumper and a taillight, but there was this steel bar right behind the bumper, so other than that, it didn't do any damage to us. But they
Other
were
car.
driving this Plymouth minivan type thing. Its whole front end was just squished. I was impressed that our car didn't look worse, but
That's just the worst.
it was.
Especially when they're nice people.
Yeah, they were nice
They
and
feel so
old.
bad.
He had lots of stories to tell us, but
While you
we
waited.
we stood there. We sat out there for 4 hours while
Oh
it
my
was all
gosh.
taken care of. And,
Yeah. There was a time like that when we were in California driving to Legoland when I was a kid, and my dad merged into the carpool lane and this other car was speeding down it, and my dad just must not have seen him, and so he got right in their way and they plowed right into us. But all it did, like, it moved the van because they hit us really hard, but it didn't flip the van, and all we had was just a dent right on our gas area, which ended up causing a ton of internal
Issues,
damage.
yeah.
But it looked like hardly anything was wrong except that dent, and their entire car, because it was one of those smaller Toyota cars, it was just like completely mangled and destroyed, and it was nasty to look at it and compare it to our van and be like,
You
nothing's wrong.
have to be so careful. Like,
and see, I wasn't expecting it because we had stopped and we were way past the car that was in front of us, so I just kind of assumed
You were in the clear.
we were like, we didn't hit this car, we're good. And then out of nowhere, yeah, my hat just like flies off, and I go wheeling forward, and then there's the whiplash, and I hit my head in the back of the seat, and I just was like, what happened?
do you guys remember that one time we were going out skiing and those girls hit
Yeah.
Dad's car?
Oh, I
That was
don't remember that. Was I there?
You might not have been there. We were it was back when we had the Corolla before it got hit by that jackass, that T-boned mom.
Yeah, that's
Ooh.
right.
Yeah, he ran the red
Oh.
and T-boned our mom. He was a
Damn.
jackass.
That sounds sexual.
Thanks for adding that. But
Yes, sir.
we pulled out onto the exit to Park City, and we were stopped at that light right off the exit. And these 3 girls who must have been going up there shopping because they didn't have ski stuff or anything like that, they run and they didn't stop in time and just hit the back of the Corolla and popped open the trunk.
Oh.
But there was like no damage. Like there was
a small
small dent, but there wasn't really a lot of damage or anything like that. But the girls were like freaking out and like crying and stuff.
Oh my
And my
gosh.
dad's like, "Oh, there's no damage. You guys don't have to worry." But I know deep down he was thinking, "What the fuck are their problems?"
Okay, guys, I'm gonna pose this last hypothetical. Okay, so we've talked about like what kind of superpowers we would like and everything if we could, but what if you were to, sorry, that was me. What if you were to get like a power that wouldn't really be, you wouldn't be able to utilize it to be a superhero or anything, but would be beneficial for you in everyday life, like something small, like being able to stay awake for longer than people, like stay up an extra like 4 hours, like you only have to sleep 4 hours a day, or you can see a little, like you can zoom in a little bit with your eyes but not too much, or you can feel things a little better, or you
So
can,
powers, but muted.
yeah,
So-
kind of like with
But if you were you say zoom in a little bit, does
Yeah.
the amount?
But not too
You're-
much.
Yeah,
Like, if
can
you're
you
able to
become
zoom
a superhero
too much.
if you're able to zoom 200 times.
maybe
This is a superpower.
You're a superhero.
no.
So
like, you can
basically,
zoom in.
you'd have to be a sidekick in
Yeah.
the high school for
Sidekick
heroes.
powers.
Yeah,
Sidekick
sidekick
powers.
powers.
Okay. Think about that.
That's kind of difficult. Read minds, maybe, but that might
No.
be too much.
That's
too
too
much. Yeah.
You could read dogs' minds.
Okay.
That's the sidekick's power.
This is
You could
good.
read feelings like
Yeah,
Like-
you can read feelings.
super sensitive to.
That person looks angry, and I can feel that they're angry.
I don't know. So I can't be bulletproof either.
Can I have night vision, or is that too much?
Can't really be a superhero with night vision.
I think
I don't
it's,
know, you could.
it's too much there.
I'd say
Maybe
that-
like
Night vision and tons of money makes
Better
me
night
Batman.
I think better night vision.
You could see at night, but not during the day.
Well, that blows.
It's a sidekick. Damn, that's kind of difficult.
Isn't it? I was thinking about it the other day.
I want to be able to.
I guess an extra 3 inches.
that would make you too much of a super.
Would you want to be able to grow it and shrink it at will, or just have that extra 3 inches?
Just extra, you know.
How,
Really?
okay,
3
if
inches?
how high could I jump? Like, if my ability was to be able to jump high, how high could I jump?
What are you watching?
A chain link fence,
Oh,
like a standard, you know.
10 feet.
10 feet?
Chain link fence.
because that's not standard. But yeah, 10 feet would be like the max.
10
But that's
feet.
quite a bit.
10 feet? 10 feet?
Are you going to use it to play basketball?
No.
Any sport whatsoever.
No sports.
To make money.
No, I'm not using it to make money.
Okay.
And I'll let you have it.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I want laser eyes, but I won't use it to make money.
No,
No.
no.
Laser eyes is a
My,
superpower.
I just want to be able to jump high.
Okay. Okay. Let me see.
That would be mine.
Photographic
So that
memory.
I could be as cool as like the
Like
anime
literally,
characters.
since that doesn't technically exist, to actually have a photographic memory.
You just have
Not
to
like
wink.
Shutter. Like
No, that would have to be the downside.
Yeah.
there has to be a downside.
You're just
Alright,
staring
every
at
time
it.
I blink.
Every time you blink, and it doesn't matter if you want it to, it's just.
Could you imagine? You guys would try to slip me the worst horrors I could ever see. And be like,
You-
oh no!
You're just staring at a girl on the subway. Oh shit! I didn't mean to make that noise.
Where are you making that
So
noise?
it's
I'm
just
sorry, that's my text message.
anytime you blink, so you'd be like gaining stuff
I
that
don't know.
you didn't
I
even
don't.
want.
I don't like the anytime you blink. What's he gonna do with a photographic memory that's superhero like?
Go to Vegas,
And do what?
cards.
or that, or
You
just
can't count cards unless
or
you know the
learn
theory.
and become an incredible genius, and
Learn what? He
and
just sees a lot of
create-
pictures. It would just be like having.
but he
a
could
thing.
access them.
But okay, so he can access them. But so what?
So if you can access
Have you ever
any
seen Sherlock
information
Holmes?
in the world,
But
Then
you
you can
still have to
utilize it.
understand that information. He'd still have to take the time to learn. He can't just go and find
Fight for me.
my mathematical theories, take pictures of them, and say, "I know these theories." No, he'd have to understand the theories as well.
but it would be that much easier.
He'd
do
have
it.
to search for it in his brain.
That's the point. Like it's, I don't instantly have the knowledge, but I've given myself a somewhat ability. Can't
You
really.
can't. It can't be something that's just gonna make you normal, but a freak. That's just something you can sort of use.
Yes.
That
So
was
you
the
think 3
question.
extra inches keeps you normal but a freak? Is that what you're? Is that what you're saying?
I'd be
you get 3 extra
I don't know
inches.
about
You
you.
get 3 extra inches, but it never goes down. Some people would see
Yeah.
that as a good thing, but given the situation,
Like those superheroes where all he could do was just glow, like a glow stick. You'd be kind of freakish, but you wouldn't.
Yeah, but he can do stuff with that. Just like
He
my
could just
jumping, I
glow.
can do stuff. Yeah, but he can go do cave stuff. He could do search and
that's a
rescue
superhero
work at
power
night.
to go to cave stuff.
See, now he's. If he's rescuing people, he's starting to sound like a superhero.
Exactly. It's powers that you can use as a superhero, but that doesn't make you overpowered as a superhero. You're not Superman, but you can still save people.
Okay, I want then the access, the capital, and the brain of Tony Stark.
No, that's superhero stuff.
He's just a regular human being.
No, he's not a regular human being.
He's
Hence the point. He's a genius Moogle.
So if you're
Moogle?
Mogul.
Mongol,
Mogul. Business Moogle.
no business Mongol.
It's not Mongol.
Yes, it is.
I don't know this
It's
term.
Mogul.
yeah.
It's not. That's not how they pronounce it, though. They don't say Moogle. They don't say
Well, ask
Mongol.
the internet. The internet's always.
It's like Mongol.
I
Mongol.
would
Mongol.
go with the only having to sleep 4 hours a night, or I don't have to sleep as much at night.
You're lame.
I would either do that or like amazing balance.
That's a good one. Kind of lame.
Hey, it's gonna be lame. It's something to help you in everyday life, not something that's gonna be amazing.
I would love it because then I would learn to be a fighter and I'd do all the cool jumps that they do in like anime and stuff like that. That's something I always wish I could do, like train myself to the point where I could jump like lightning jumps on
I could
Final Fantasy.
photosynthesize.
That's a good one. That is a good one.
Actually, yeah,
So
that is a good one.
you
So
produce you excrement sugar all the time.
Yeah, the sugars for him to survive,
And
meaning
then
he wouldn't have to eat.
oxygen. Give off oxygen.
He's
That's true.
taking the carbon dioxide instead. So when the world goes to shit, he'll be
You
fine.
could be out there, and that's all right.
Well, there's not going to be any sun if the world goes to shit, so he'll die because of lack of solar power. Because there'll be
Why isn't there going to be sun? Because there's going to be a cloud?
clouds all
You
over
can
the
find
world of
UV
carbon
lights.
dioxide.
Just hang out on the UV.
We
I guess
fixed
that's
this
true.
problem with UV lights.
UV lights. We can fix all the world's problems with UV lights.
Shut off the sun and just raise UV lights into the sky,
That'd be weird.
and we'll be fine.
The UV dome.
How do you charge those UV lights? Solar
With the
power.
sun.
make a giant like sphere of solar panels and attach UV lights.
Then what's the point?
Cools
It's
down the
cool.
earth.
How would it cool down the Earth? You're putting insulation all over the Earth.
There's cooling fans
UV
attached to the solar
Fans.
panels.
Solar powered
Solar
fan.
powered
UV lights
fans,
create heat too, Alan.
That's why there are fans.
But not as much.
Oh, bullcrap!
That's the sun, Daniel.
Alan, if the entire world,
There's a bug. Kill
What
it.
is it?
if the entire world was surrounded,
Gosh, guys.
if the entire world was surrounded by UV lights enough to help all the plants and everything like that, you can bet your ass it's gonna be as hot as if the sun was up. And we won't have the angled thing, so that it would be always summer. There'd be no changes of the season.
You just turned some of them off.
Yeah. You're gonna have day and night, so half of them will be off and half the day.
You know what? You know what? You know what would be so much easier? Just having a fucking sun.
Nah.
I don't think so.
Okay, well I gotta get going, guys.
Okay,
So
well,
that's
that was,
good.
on that note, that was the Pandemonium Podcast. I'm Daniel.
Levi.
Aaron. But
Butts, and we'll see you later.
And parting note, the sun is important.